Why, hello there, and welcome back to part 2 of The Shark Tank in City of Mist. Joining our detectives now, hello.
Hello.
As mentioned before, with a wonderful combination of moves and teleporting through shadows and bonking our head on things, have snuck into the one-stop shop. We've discovered some information about the prior owner, and we've moved into the back room, where all we have done so far is Xander communed and spoke with what I will clarify now as was not a spirit. So that was not his ghost, which is why it could not speak, and why it vanished in the way that it did. Xander, normally when you speak with ghosts, they hang out a little longer than that, or usually they're a little more chatty. So whatever this was, it was something different. Other than that, you guys have not really looked around the room. So the stage is yours. I guess since Xander looked first, Moira, Radaya, and Roxanne. Anything you guys want to look at?
I want to investigate that puddle, if it's still there. Or did it disappear with him?
No, the puddle is actually real. It is indeed 100% still there. Do you have any questions about said puddle?
Is it just water and salt, or is there other oceanic particles with it?
It's definitely seawater. So this is 100% not, because it's more so just a puddle. And obviously we're on flat ground, so it doesn't really have much room to kind of, do its thing. But it's definitely not water with salt in it. It's definitely seawater. And we are...
Alchemist me wants to take an empty vial and take a sampling back to the lab.
Wait, so it's seawater?
It is 100% seawater, yeah. I won't have you roll for that. You can tell by, I guess, looking at it.
I taste it. I slurp it up like a Slurpee.
Oh, boy.
No, I don't do that. I'm sorry.
You don't want to do that with salt water.
No.
Yeah, that would be awful.
Especially seawater.
So the facts are there are sharks, possibly lone sharks, that could maybe be actual sharks because they're seawater.
I actually want to visit next door again.
Damn. The laundromat?
No, the pizzeria where I was originally.
Do as you will.
I mean, there's a kid right there, so...
Well, I guess that's true.
I think I already asked my questions in this accounting room because all I wanted to know was about the book.
Yeah.
Yes, in the front side, the front side of the back side of the one-stop shop, you have indeed discovered everything you needed, Roxanne. And the only room we have yet to look at is effectively the room where he was murdered. If you guys wish to look around, like I said, you won't need to be too specific. You can just say, I look for blank. Or you don't need to say, I look up into like the corner. You can just say, I'm searching the room. So you can give me vague terminology rather than saying, I investigate. If you say, I talk.
Can I look out the room?
Yes, you very much can. Go ahead and throw an investigation out for me.
I should use tags, right?
Yep. And a quick reminder, since we did not play last week, I will let you know if a move will be linked. So feel free to click as many tags as you want. Alrighty, an 8. As you used 2 tags, you're going to get 2 clues. And I can choose a complication. Either you're exposed to danger, the clues you get are fuzzy, incomplete, partly true and partly false, or whoever or whatever you're asking the questions can ask you a question back, and you must answer on the same term. You get 2 clues. You can be a little more specific. Are you looking at the room, or...?
Yeah, I guess I'm looking around the room to see if there's any more evidence of who was in here.
Sure thing. Looking up ahead, forward, and there's not really much going on in this back room. Honestly, it's very empty. Strangely so, I would say.
Like stuff has been taken out?
Possibly.
Or just empty?
It's most likely just a storage room, realistically. But
Is there dust on the shelves?
There would be. But now that you're kind of looking about, it doesn't look like it was cleaned. But it looks like
stuff was removed?
No. It looks like someone sprayed water on everything. Not a crazy amount, but everything's kind of wet.
Did something sorry. So does it look like water burst out, or the whole room was covered in water?
It almost looks as if the entire room at one point was full of water.
And we know for sure that, is that how Sam Saddle died? No, we thought it was suicide, right?
So on that note,
Did he drown?
I'll redescribe the room very quickly. There is a cord hanging from one of the rafters, and there's a chair that was kicked over. But when you look close at the cord, the knot tying it up seems very, very haphazard.
So it's staged.
Looking closer, it's actually unclear whether or not this would have supported his weight or anyone's weight enough to kill them.
So he must have been drowned. That's what I'm getting from this. But obviously the GM can't tell me that. But I'm thinking it.
I'll throw one more thing on top of describing the wetness of the room, if you will. And that is the moist layer, I guess. It's I know. The dankness. It stops.
The dank.
Yeah, it stops at the door frame. There is no.
So just the room was covered in water.
Correct.
Not the whole building.
Correct. It stops exactly at the door frame.
Are there any like symbols or anything written around?
Not that you can see.
Okay, I'm gonna write this in my notes.
Okay.
Is there anything that may have gotten caught behind like a desk or in a corner?
When you say anything, what are you looking for in particular?
I mean, if he was underwater, I don't know, maybe there's something in his pockets, a lighter or keys.
The body was definitely taken away by the police, and it's presumed they took everything that would have been on his person with them.
Yeah, I'm looking for something that would have maybe flown out.
Okay. Let's
floated out, maybe.
Yeah. Same for you, Roxanne. Roll me to investigate. Ooh. Okay. I'm going to play this a little differently. We rolled a 12, so congratulations. You normally get 3 clues. I will not give you any bullshit answers. Everything will be super, super clear. But since you're asking a particular question, I'm just going to answer it very, very clearly. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Okay. Wedging around a bit, you find that some of the shelves and such have kind of stuck to the wall. And there's a small film of salt water. A lot of it's dried, but in some areas where, things were tighter and being pushed into a corner, it has not yet dried. You're able to find something that was wedged away, actually. That seems to be a matchbook, actually. It's about half used, and this matchbook in particular seems to belong to a local place called Rusty's Bar.
Oh. Who was in there last time? No.
Who was where last time?
Never mind.
We didn't go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do know this location is a little off the beaten path from where we currently are. Not quite as close, but still relatively close. In terms of that, you guys feel as if you've effectively found everything back here that you can find. There's not really much else hiding, and you looked really close there, Roxanne, using all your good bits. You had a hidden vantage point, night vision, and tracking, and all those found you one really solid clue. You mentioned you wanted to go back to the laser pizza.
Yeah, I want to go through the back door, though.
Sorry, it was Rusty's Bar, right?
Rusty's Bar, correct. Spelled the exact way you think it is. So when you say go to the back, Roxanne, what do you mean exactly?
I don't want to get noticed by potential watching eyes.
Okay, are you trying to break in, or are we just looking at the location?
I want to talk to the guys inside, so I'll knock on the back door. There should be a back door, right?
There is most definitely a back door, yes. And what are the three of you doing while Roxanne is sneaking out the back?
I want to go to the liquor store.
Okay. Radiah and Moira, how about you guys?
Where's Radiah going?
Not sure.
Guess we probably shouldn't go right to Rusty's Bar, but
Do you want some company?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right.
Are you want to head
Wait,
to
how are
Rusty's?
we getting there?
So I would
It's
recommend
in the neighborhood, right?
No, you need to drive there. It's some way. Yeah. So here, let me show you guys something real quick. Give me 1 second. It's gonna take a hot second to load.
Is it a very big map?
It's a very big map. So I have a city map here.
Whoa. Do they have a metro?
They very much do. So y'all can take a look at that. It zooms out quite a bit. All these little bits here, I placed them.
We're close to Miller Square. It's only a few blocks.
Yeah, so these markers are quite large, and so are the words. Because of that, all these laser are all in a strip, literally. They're all in one line. You know Rusty's Bar to be a bit further to the north of this location, so I'll go ahead and mark it there. So it's a couple blocks away. It'll take a few steps. I'm going to kick us back over to Miller Street. Technically, you guys have access whenever you want to click on the city map, just so you know.
Sweet.
Same thing with the Miller Street. So you guys at any time then click on the map and go to either of those locations.
It's the up arrow on the left top of the screen.
I will also add this. While it's okay for you guys to separate, sometimes it's easier to find clues when you guys are together. And I'll be really blunt, a lot of these locations are prime, as in like a big story important thing will happen. So if you guys all spread, things might not play out.
Happen together.
Well, it will, but like if two of you go somewhere super important and one of you goes somewhere super important, it's not that we'll be on the scene for too long. It's just that jumping around might feel unsatisfying. One of you might be missing a skill to get the clue, or one of you might get into a fight that you can't handle, meaning you're going to have to run away.
All right, well, how about we wait for Xander and Roxanne to do their thing?
All right.
I would say the two of you know the Rescue's bar is far enough that it's a little awkward. For example, Xander or Roxanne wanted help, or if you wanted help, it wouldn't be viable to call them up. It would take them a minute to stop what they're doing and get to you. So, and you did something that your character would know.
That's chill.
Yeah.
Actually, I would like to invite the girls to join me.
The girls?
Yeah?
Yeah, I guess.
You're both girls, right?
So for now, the three of you will go to Laser Hot Pizza, and Xander, you're headed over back to the liquor store.
Yeah.
We're basically going to do the whole pizza store, and then we'll go to the liquor store later. That place is relatively important. So we'll pause, and then we'll go back to that in a couple minutes. So the three of you head over to Laser Hot Pizzeria, and you're going to the back and knocking, Roxanne?
Yeah.
Okay. Not trying to hide anything whatsoever. Well, you head on back there. You land a few knocks. You wait.
And I asked the ladies to stand behind me.
You wait
All right.
a bit longer, and the taller gentleman answers, looking a bit confused.
Taller as in Michael or someone we haven't met yet?
Michael. And he gives you a look of like, you definitely don't work here. And he looks at the three of you and starts to kind of close the door a bit. He doesn't slam it, but it's cracked.
I pull down my sunglasses and let him see my shiny eyes.
Okay.
Oh, if you want me to roll, I intend to use known vigilante. I'm hoping he knows the eyes.
What's special about your eyes?
They just glow. But if I'm a known vigilante, that's probably what I'm known for.
It could
Okay.
just be a trick of the light.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's a very good
No,
point.
they're very unnatural.
So remember, if your eyes are glowing,
That's the thing in this, though.
he's not
right?
gonna. Yeah, he will not see it. So they have to be contacts. So either they're contacts or something weird, right? So he's gonna think they're contacts or something. But you do indeed have glowing eyes. So he sees that and kind of takes a step back and looks up and down real quick. And maybe there's some gears going in his mind. And he cracks open the door a little more, seeing that none of you are, holding guns at him or anything. And he goes, "What do you want?"
We got a message about sharks in the air written by kids. I was hoping we could talk to your brother about it.
He looks a little nervous. And he kind of scratches his chin and goes, "Shit, Willie, what are you doing, man?" All right. Who are you all?
Did we have a name? I can't remember.
You can just introduce yourselves by your names.
We're just people we can help who can help.
All right. I'm Roxanne.
And he nods and looks at the other two. and
Time
says,
you say your name, I just think of the song.
"Yes, I am."
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you should do. If somebody asks your name, you should just be like, Roxanne.
Every single time. I wouldn't get old.
Every single time.
He looks at the three of
I
you and
don't know what you're
says,
talking about.
"All right, so the three of you all together?"
Yep.
Yep.
He looks super nervous. Says, "Man, you want to talk to my little brother?"
I'll post some guards to make sure no one sees us, all right?
Shit, get in here. He opens the door. "We can't be sitting here like this."
I charge in. Gently.
You charge in gently. Do the two of you follow?
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, Michael kind of looks at the three of you and he scratches his head and says, "Man, I'm really sorry if Willie's been bothering y'all. I mean, shit. What did he what game's he playing now? What is all this?"
Not a game.
It's not a game. It was a cry for help. And after what we see next door, I think it's a serious one.
Man, stuff happens here. That's a horrible coincidence. It most likely spooked Willie, and he's reaching out to the three of you, and he's just a kid. He shouldn't be getting involved in these kind of things. Nothing's happening. There's no grand conspiracy. There's no problem. And like I said, our business is good. And yeah, you asked about a corpse, and it's kind of a weird question when you're picking up a pizza. But like I said, things are mostly fine.
That sounds like
let us decide that.
That sounds like somebody who is part of a conspiracy would say.
I kind of shrugs at that and says, "I mean, what can I say? I'm just a pizza guy.
Yeah, can I have a slice?
If you're going through the front, yeah."
It's actually really good. You should totally buy some.
He
Back
looks,
here.
He's looking at you, nodding, and like, yeah, we have great pizza.
All right, anyway, let us talk to him. Come on. The longer the more time we spend here, the longer the shit.
Steam is coming out of Roxanne's ears.
The longer we stay here, the higher the chances we're going to get caught. My brain is working, I swear.
All right, since you last came in, Roxanne it was?
Yeah.
All right. Since you last came in, we had a couple of the people. Willie can take a quick break. His lunch break should be soon, or just give me a minute.
How old is Willie? Approximately.
He looks about 10.
Okay. He's 10 years old, working to the bone.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just kidding. It's fine.
He's a good boy.
We love family restaurants.
Indeed. Michael kind of gives you guys a look and says, don't touch anything. I'll be right back. And he moves on over to the swing doors. He kind of pushes them and he goes, hey, Willie, come here, buddy. And you kind of hear a child's voice push the door open a bit further, and Willie comes on in, and he looks a little scared at first, and he looks approvingly to Michael as if like, are they okay? And he nods like, yeah. And he gives Willie a look like, dude. And he goes, oh, shit. Kind of like, as if they've done this before. Or something similar, at least. And Willie walks up to the three of you and says, hello.
Hey, Willie.
I believe you purchased a pizza from us earlier, right?
Yeah, it was super good. Did you help cook it?
Oh, you bet. Well, not that one specifically, but I do most of them. And Michael kind of tussles his hair.
You have a future in pizza making, if I do say so myself.
He beams widely at that. Michael looks at the three of you and says, all right, whatever questions you got for Willie, go ahead and shoot, but nothing weird, all right?
All right.
Weird. Well, there's some pretty weird stuff going on. I don't know.
Willie, me and my friends, we got a letter about some sharks. Were you the one who sent it?
Go ahead and roll me investigate, Roxanne.
I'm going to use a vigilante, right?
Sure, that works.
You said investigate?
Mm-hmm. We're asking the lad a question. I guess technically convince, let's say. Actually, no, do convince instead. You're not threatening him, but he's very clearly trying to hide information.
I'm actually not sure which of these tags would work.
For talking to someone, honestly, not many. That's a good point.
I'm not really a talker. I'm definitely a spy.
You're not really a talker. I would say don't use your negative one here.
I don't know how to get rid of it. Oh, there we go.
And just like that, it's gone. Alrighty, I think we're just rolling a raw here. Well,
all right.
God.
This is why I invited friends along.
Indeed.
I kick Roxanne out of the way. I use hard kicks.
Big hard kicks as Roxanne just kind of pukes over the floor. Her brain fart is just continuing. My God, okay. That is definitely something. So, as you go to ask him a question, Michael said, keep it normal. Maybe under your excitement, Roxanne, you let something slip and you kind of get right into it. You're a little too abrasive, using words Willie might not understand. And he looks a little scared. Michael looks a little annoyed. Like, I just told you. And he goes a step forward to be like, all right, hold up. What are we all doing here? And Moira and Radia, you can tell that Michael's already kind of annoyed.
Can I step in?
Of course.
What did he say?
He's basically giving you a look of like, I just told you he's a kid. Don't bring up these kind of subjects with him. And he's angry to the point where he looks like he might just kick y'all out.
All right, you know what? Can you send? Is it Willie? Is that his name?
Willie's the kid, yeah.
Yeah. Can you send him out of the room? Because I'll talk to Michael.
Michael looks at you and he's like, gives you a look of like, I thought you wanted to talk to Willie. It says, hold up. Do you have a question for him or not?
Yeah, but if you're not going to let us talk to him, maybe you have some answers too.
I mean, I will, but your friend here let's not talk about. He kind of points to the one-stop shop and bodies, and he makes like a hanging motion behind Willie so he can't see.
I'm like, and I look at him and I'm like, that's why I think you should send him into the other room, and then we can ask him a question later.
All right, Willie, head off for a second. You got lunch. Grab a slice or somebody. I'll catch you later, all right? And he smiles kind of confusedly, and then he walks out. Michael turns back to you guys and says, all right, whatever you're gonna ask me, honestly, just shoot. I understand you guys are digging your nose in and you're trying to figure shit out. I get it. Things look weird from an outside perspective. A lot of bad things have been happening back to back to back, but I'm telling you, this is relatively normal here.
Okay, but if it's an outside perspective, what's the inside perspective?
I'm telling you, inside perspective that's relatively normal. I mean,
why is it normal?
Shit just sucks.
Okay, that doesn't give us anything.
Well,
shops have been getting closed down all over the place. There's somebody who's definitely been murdered next door. You have a kid. You have is it your brother to take care of?
He nods.
Like, who's to say that this store isn't going to be next? We're trying to help.
Alrighty, so as you ask this, I'm going to reveal something to you. If you put your mouse over Mr. Michael, does it say something?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Well, it has something underneath it.
Waifu, do you see it?
Well, under his name, I guess.
Influenced -3.
Okay. Ignore the minus. For some odd reason, that's how things are phrased in this game. So, like, that's a status, basically. So if you're hurt, it'll be like hurt 1, hurt 2, hurt 3. The dash is just part of it. So you'll have, like, punched in the gut 1. They put a dash between each word. Don't ask me why. It's just part of the style. So I'm going to reveal this to you. Michael is being weirdly hush-hush about this whole situation.
I mean, I'm getting that vibe already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that vibe the first time I talked to him.
Y'all are sensing something weird. So I'm going to reveal to you that he has the status Influenced 3. What this means is, if you go to ask him something, that tag is going to function against you, as in a -3 to the roll. That's massive in this game.
What? I already rolled 2-1. Come on.
I know.
That's why it's literally a negative.
Yeah, it's really bad. So,
it's so bad.
Tags can be...
This is why I brought friends.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Like I said, this is why you bring friends. Because, for example, Roxanne, if you were to investigate the area and fail or only get 1 clue, you cannot roll investigate again unless something changes. That roll signifies your best attempt to investigate. So you can't just spam investigate. You can't just spam talk to people. And theoretically, you can spam punch people, but they do want you to try different things. So you can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over unless the situation changes drastically. A roll isn't you just looking real quick. That roll for look around and investigate could be 30 minutes of you guys looking and you only found 1 clue. You know what I mean? So I'm not necessarily saying, after you roll that, everyone waits for 30 minutes. We're all looking at the same time. So, while one person's talking, someone else is investigating, etc., etc. So with tags, they can be influenced. So this is a status, not a tag. If he had a tag, so for example, another tag could be like, doesn't trust the cops. That would be something that you guys could either invoke to help you, or if he thinks you're cops, it would be against you. You could also, I think you guys saw in that video, either, change the game and get rid of it, or find a way to influence it to lower the status. The thing is, you guys don't know what's causing Influence 3, so you can't just, magic it away. You can if you know what's causing it. So
theory is he's doing it to protect his brother, maybe his family shop.
Possibly.
But who knows?
I will let you know. If you go to convince or investigate Michael, it'll be at a -3, but you have more tags for that, Moira. So you're more than welcome to try that.
You know what? I'll go ahead and I'll try it.
Okay.
I mean, it can't be anywhere. No, I do not want to. I do not want to finish.
Yeah, don't chase yourself, please.
Sorry, I immediately started looking for wood to knock on.
Panic knocking.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to.
You're trying to roll to convince. You actually have quite a few things that could help you here.
Convince. Unsettling aura, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, you're. It's like asking a question, but you can add some extra zhuzh if you wish.
Gut feeling, because I feel like I might know why he's doing this. We already have a feeling that he's. I mean, I was asking more because I was like, I feel like he knows what's going on and he just doesn't want to say.
Oh yeah.
He actually might be getting paid off too.
Well, yeah, that could be it. But he did say shit sucks. So.
Oh well, sorry.
I feel like I feel like maybe at one point. Oh yeah.
So under statuses, you see where it says Influence 3. You'll also click that, and it should automatically factor that into your roll.
Done.
You'll notice it's red.
All right. So I would like to state these tags out loud just to see if these sound okay.
Okay.
I've got gut feeling, unsettling aura, situational awareness, investigative journalist, and asking questions.
I like it.
All right. And is this convince?
This is convince. Let's see if the dice like you.
Oh God.
13. Oh my God.
Incredible.
Is that really? Oh my God, it is. Okay. Wow.
Even with the influence.
That is fantastic. Okay.
That is how it's done, Roxanne.
I'm still a college student. I have so much to learn.
That turned out pretty well, I think.
So, you are indeed correct. It says choose a relevant status of tier 2. Your target can choose to either take the status or change their agenda to include yours, at least for the time being. So obviously this is not mind control, but you're trying to get him to open up to you. With a 13, that is a pure success, no negatives. We don't really need to mess with statuses as of now. You may if you wish, but you're trying to get him to open up. And when you do, something all three of you notice is he obviously does not want to answer, but something in his face kind of like twitches and he holds his head almost like he's getting a headache when you ask this.
Is his influence something that's like giving him like a physical ailment or like something that physically stops him from saying anything?
Using your gut feeling and your general premonition abilities as Mothman, yes, you could feel as if something is affecting him. It's not just the fact that he's paid off. He's being affected by something or someone with powers very similar to yours. But for the time, not you specifically, but you guys.
Oh, God, I was like, excuse me? Who is it, the Fresno Nightcrawler?
The Jersey Devil.
The demon.
It's Goat Man on the Goat Bridge, man.
It's the Goat Man.
So, for the time being, he kind of shakes his head and he pinches the bridge of his nose. He looks like he's got like a real headache, and he like, shit, sorry. Keep getting headaches at random. Long day. Sorry, what was your question again? And he looks as if he'll answer a question or two now.
Oh, gosh, I don't know what question to ask. That gives me the best answer. Does anybody have any suggestions?
Anything you wanted to ask him, Ridiah? You won't need to roll. Anything that's on your mind regarding this character or this situation.
Like, I don't want to be too vague, because, you know, like how
I'm now suddenly
too
curious
broad.
about these headaches.
You guys can definitely ask a vague question, and I can help elaborate phrasing it.
I don't want to steal answers for your other questions or what you're looking at.
So you're not stealing anything. All of you can definitely ask, including you, Roxanne.
Yeah, go ahead and ask anything.
Yeah, anything you want. It's all good. Basically,
headaches. How long have you been having them? Are they new or?
He stops and thinks for a second and just says, like, newish, I guess. We've been working a bit harder. I mean, you know how things are going down here in the block. It's just, it's rough. So I've been trying to work longer hours so Willie doesn't have to. I mean, we're both still going to school, but I mean, you know how things are. I want him to grow up normal. I don't want to have to see much of this, and he loves coming in. I'm his older brother. He looks up to me, so I don't know. It's, I want to say a month or so, maybe around that, but that's about the same time I started working harder, so it's got to be that.
So, this is out of game. I'm not asking this as a question. I guess this is a background question. What is the time frame for the shops that have been shutting down or getting destroyed? Is it like in that same general span of time, or would I have to look into that later?
You'd have to look into it, but from what you've been told, it's around that frame of time, I'd say. Okay,
so we know he's definitely something's going on.
Yeah, so Ridiah knows that the hair shop has closed semi-recently. But we can tell, obviously, by looking at good old Los Ramos that this place is boarded up. It's probably been around the same amount of time that Michael mentions, but...
So, gosh, I guess I just want to know if he can tell us anything about... Maybe we should mention Rusty's bar. No. Sorry, I'm thinking.
You're good.
I just don't want to waste the 13.
Those headaches are very important. I know that.
Yeah, I've written down the headaches. He's been having
I just
them
finished
for
typing that down myself.
Yeah. Well, I think that it's helpful to just write it down, you know? So it makes sense.
Also, something else I'll bring up. Whenever you guys get important clues or things that we can use for something, I will add them as story tags or scene tags. So I've actually added the tag Rusty's Matchbook, which is what you found, Roxanne. That can't be used in this exact scenario. I'm just letting you know in the future, if you're like, I have this thing, it will actually give you a +1 to whatever you're saying to the person.
So we've got Rusty's Matchbook. Someone is watching.
Yeah.
And Michael is influenced.
Correct. Yeah. And so I will be really clear. Someone is watching isn't a person. That's the people on this district are watching, police, others. Y'all know you're being watched. Right.
Could be or might be or might not be who's involved.
Yeah, you have no idea. All you know is folk are looking at you, and it
the cops
makes it harder to do what you need to do, unfortunately.
So when Michael says, what did he say? Like, you know how it is around here or whatever?
Yeah.
Can I ask, like, I don't know how it is. Do you want to explain it to us at all?
He kind of just shrugs and says, money's tight. I mean, obviously we're running a pizza joint, but every location here can't have top business all the time. They can't all be, incredibly busy, lines shooting out the door. Some days we are. I mean, we run in
Right.
deals that are special pizzas. Some of them flop completely, but some of them, yeah, we do got lines out the door, and that's great.
I do think there's a pretty wide gap between not having great business every single day and being shut down or destroyed or possibly murdered.
He's very contemplative over this information, as if he's thought about it but doesn't want to think about it, and he just nods along and goes, yeah. I mean, the whole deal with Los Ramos, that kind of happened out of nowhere. I thought the guy was fine, and he can be a bit of a hothead, but not against us. He was always super loving. Everyone loved that man. I mean, he'd send by, and probably not the best thing to do business wise, but he'd give free flowers out occasionally. I heard he, I don't know, was butting heads with somebody though. Someone kicked the shit out of him.
Yeah.
I heard the same thing happen right across the street, which he looks to make sure Willie's either working or eating pizza, and you can kind of see through the little window. Willie's kind of kicking his feet while he's eating the pizza, and Michael just smiles and looks back to you guys and says, "I heard something similar must have happened over at the one-stop shop across the way. I mean, once again, he was a good guy, but dude gave way too many discounts. I mean, Mr. Saddle was a good dude, but shoot." He kept trying to drive the prices down. I don't know why he'd want to do something like that. I mean, I guess he's trying to look out for us, but we all knew his books were red. Can't afford to do that. So, I don't know. Something must have came up and bit his ass after. I mean, shit, look what happened.
Has he always been like that?
A nice guy?
Kind of to do, really deep discounts.
I wouldn't say deep discounts, but if he likes you and if he knows you, yeah. I mean, especially the people here on the block. He just, like I said, he just kind of, hey, you want that? Hey, 2 for 3. And hey, there's not currently a deal. I'll pay you, buddy. And he's like, no, I insist. It's hard to tell someone no when they keep trying to throw free shit at you. I'm not going to say no. I mean, I did say no, but you know what I mean? It's rude after a while.
It's rude after a while? I guess that's fair.
Yeah, it's rude to keep
Gets a
telling
little
somebody
weird.
no. Yeah. It's like, here, have some tea. I made tea for you. No, I'm good. No, for real. No, I'm good. No, seriously, drink the tea.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'm drinking the tea now.
And then you feel awkward about it, and you're like, oh, well, I can't say no, but now I feel weird, and now the relationship is weird. Whatever.
He points to you and he's nodding. He's like, right. Same thing with discounts. You would offer him so many times, I just stopped saying no after a while. And I'm assuming he did the same to other people. So, I don't know, it didn't really seem to bother him, but something happened clearly.
Do you know if did you see him with anybody with him? That seemed a little out of the ordinary.
He's clearly thinking.
I'm just like out of game. I'm just trying to see, like, maybe not talking about it directly in relation to him is helpful. Does that make sense?
Yeah. When you ask, he kind of, again, pinches the bridge of his nose, like as if he has a headache, and goes, I mean, maybe. I'm not entirely sure if I'm being entirely honest, but we've had, he helps out locals. I've heard there's some other folk going around trying to help. We've had some people come in here trying to help. Money's tight sometimes.
You say people are coming in trying to help?
Yeah, trying to help with money.
Do you know what kind of organization are they from?
He once again just kind of, his headache had just taken over. He's like,
You look like you're in a lot of pain.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why it's hitting so sudden.
Yeah. Could I ask you another weird question?
He kind of holds his hand out for a second as if he needs to take his breath, and then nods. Says, yeah. What's up?
I know that you kind of don't want Willie to answer any questions. But if we don't mention the bodies or any of that, would you be okay with us talking to him?
Yeah, of course. Listen, the main reason I don't want you guys to involve him is keep this between us. I love the kid, but sometimes he goes a little too far. Recently, he pawned one of his comic books. The kid's a collector, and he had at some point we had some money, so I picked it up for him, and what do you know? They made a movie and people love the character, so prices go up, prices go up. You love the thing. But I might have been mentioning money. I might have been getting a little bit of help, and Willie just wanted to help. So he pawned the damn thing, and, well, he said he didn't mind. He said he didn't care, but, you know, he's a kid. He's 10. I can see it in his eyes. You look at him. He looks sad. He kept looking at the spot where it was, and he kept trying to put different comic books there on the wall, and none of them fit. So I went and bought the damn thing back, but shit, they like tripled the price. I guess I waited too long or something. I don't know. I told him I got it for the same price. Like, hey, they understood, et cetera, but shit, I don't know.
Well, I'm getting a pretty good picture here. But you look like you're in a lot of pain. So would you be comfortable having Willie come over here?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Like I said, though, don't try not to mention like money. I don't want him going out of his way and trying to help like that again. It's just, I tell him no.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous. You don't want kids involved.
Oh, definitely not. But give me a second. And he pinches the bridge of his nose again. He walks out and he goes to get Willie, and Willie rushes in and kind of like slaps the doors open before Michael, and Michael stops to kind of talk to someone. He has the door like half cracked, and he kind of waves him down like, all right, I'll be there in a second. And Michael taps on his watch like, all right, we got limited time before our break is up. And then Willie walks over and says, he kind of gives Roxanne a look. He doesn't look scared of you, but he just kind of he just like stares at you like, and then he looks at
me.
No, Roxanne.
Oh God.
And he looks at the other two. Do your eyes glow indoors, Roxanne?
Yeah, they probably glow everywhere.
He's gonna point at you and say,
unearthly.
How are you doing that?
Wait, does he see past the mist?
No, like I said, people can see things. They just see them as something normal. So he probably thinks it's like he probably thinks it's Photoshop or like their contact lenses.
Reflective contact lenses.
Exactly.
Yeah, super fancy contact.
Ooh.
And they're really expensive, yeah.
Don't mention money!
He turns and looks at Michael.
That's not how that literally is that how that is gonna work?
Well, when you mention that, he looks at Michael until you mention they're really expensive. He's like, I want some, and then you mention the money. He goes, never mind.
Stop. I don't think it's money. I think when Michael said don't talk about money, it was more like don't talk about the loan sharks. But that's what we're gonna do anyway. So.
Well, Michael's watching from the back, but Willie's up front. Michael's kind of half listening to you guys, half talking to a customer or someone up front. You guys can't really tell. But he walks over to the three of you, and he's just kind of like, what?
You just see what?
He's just looking at the three of you. You're all very eclectic looking, so.
Who was it was Roxanne that originally asked, right?
Correct.
Well, you could, I don't want to dominate the scene. So,
I mean, did you have a question in mind?
That was just going to be about, the note that we received.
All right, I'll bring up the note again.
All right. Don't mention dead people.
All right. So back to that note that we got.
He nods, almost like kind of ashamed.
Don't be ashamed. You did the right thing.
And he nods slowly.
But we do kind of need to know why you sent it. We can't help people if we don't know, what those sharks are doing.
You say sharks, and he kind of gets a scared look on his face, and he moves over to you guys, and he motions as he's looking at Michael, and then he smiles, and then Michael pops his head out the door, and when he does, Willie motions for you guys to get really close. Like, I got a secret.
Oh yeah, I move in.
Definitely move in.
And he whispers to you guys, Michael was talking about sharks or something. He sounded real scared. I don't know why he'd be fishing for sharks, but some other people were mentioning him too. So, well, sharks are scary, right? They eat people. I can't fight a shark. I can't fight a shark. They're way too strong. So,
yeah, definitely.
I asked for help.
All right, well, you asked for the right people because we can fight sharks.
He smiles back.
Is that all you heard?
He nods, yeah. He legit thinks Michael's scared of an actual shark.
That's actually kind of cute. So people are talking about sharks, so that's what they're saying. This is definitely loan sharks. Tell me this isn't loan sharks. Tell me this isn't a loan shark. And it's literally a loan shark, like a shark, but he's wearing a suit with a mean-looking briefcase.
Maybe. Hard to tell.
He runs the pawn shop.
He runs the...
I don't know. Oh, maybe he does.
I don't know what that...
He did raise the price 3 times.
He raised the price 3 times, and Willie pawned his special comic book. Is there a pawn shop?
There is, yes.
What's it called?
The pawn shop that is nearby. It's a little further.
It's like, wait, is it
called-
Second Chance Pawnbrokers?
Correct. It's called Second Chance Pawnbrokers. It's a little down the ways.
And we have not gone there, right?
Correct.
Did it look close?
Is it in the same direction as the liquor store? That
yeah, it's past the liquor store.
All right, we can heat it up.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. Is that all he's heard? Is just like Michael talking about sharks and stuff?
Yeah, from what you can tell. It's just the way he phrased it was he sounded like Michael was legitimately worried about this shark. So, he needed help. And that's basically it. It's as simple as that. He did mention others, to be clear. He said it wasn't just Michael. He said people kept mentioning sharks, so there must be a shark loose in the streets or something, and oh my god.
Oh gosh, I don't know how to phrase the question. Like, does he have any friends? Or is he just like fully entrenched in this shop and nothing else?
You would assume he probably has friends, yeah. Well, we'll say
how old is that girl?
Which girl?
The girl from
Oh, the other girl.
Upstairs?
Clara?
She's 16. She would know of...
not same age range.
Not even close. She definitely knows them. She was very close by. But they probably don't go at the playground and...
Yeah, not with 6 years. 10 and 16 is so different.
Yeah.
Versus like 26 and 32.
Yeah.
10 and 16 is completely different stages of life.
Indeed. Do you have any other questions for Willie? Michael kind of looks back as if like, all right, we gotta wrap this up soon.
I'm good.
Yeah, I guess that's it. If that's really all he knows about it.
Did you have anything you wanted to ask, Radaya? Any burning questions?
Curiosity, Willie, do you happen to have frequent headaches? Infrequent headaches at all?
He smiles and says, nope, no headaches. Michael complains about them sometimes, though, but he keeps trying to hide them. He's not very good at it.
Does he often get headaches, or is this a new thing? He said it was a month, right?
It's pretty new. He looks to double check he's not being watched. He says, like I said, he doesn't complain about them very frequently, and they don't happen often, but it's usually when people are bothering him.
Actually, one last question for you, Willie.
He nods.
Have you seen Michael talking to anybody that looks a little scary?
Yeah, maybe around the time those headaches started.
He looks behind you guys, to the back door you guys came through, and Michael's clearly looking at Willie. Willie looks to you guys, and he slowly...
I hold up one finger. I hold up one finger to Michael, and I'm just and I mouth just one more second.
He's he motions okay, but I need to get out there. And you can tell he trusts you guys, but he's really protective of his brother.
Mm-hmm.
Willie,
I definitely do not want anything to happen to Willie whatsoever. So
yeah. So he looks to the door you guys went through, the back alley, and he kind of just nods yes.
Okay.
Can you describe him?
He looks a bit uncomfortable when you ask that, and he kind of looks down as if he doesn't want to answer.
I think it's really important that you tell us. We might be able to help.
Yeah, we might be able to get rid of those headaches if this goes well.
All right, who would like to roll convince?
Not me. Not me.
Do I even have any convince?
Well, you have knowing the neighborhood. You have customer service.
Yeah, I feel like.
Oh yeah, those
pretty
work.
good at that. Yeah.
Can we do joint rolls or is it one roll?
I can help. How about Radaya rolls and I help.
You could very much do that. You would roll to change the game, but how would you be helping Moira?
I feel like I have established a little bit of a rapport.
Okay.
Make it seem more friendly, more trustworthy.
Sure. So go ahead and roll first.
Which is interesting, which would definitely not be unsettling Aura.
Right. So choose any of your talking skills that are nicer and then roll to change the game.
Okay. So I'm going to do asking questions. Can I do self-fulfilling prophecy? Because I feel like he's going to tell us what's going on.
Yes.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's changed the game.
Yes. Basically, you're going to make some juice and then use that juice to make a tag.
All right. Let's hope it works.
We got an 11. We got the juice. All right. You get 3 juice. So, as per usual, you can do all those crazy things, but realistically, you can effectively just add a tag to a good old Willie. That'll basically just give a +1 to Radaya's roll. So I would
do Willie trusted or something.
Yeah, it's going to last, but let me see if I can toss that on him. Actually, I'm just gonna say trusts you. I'm going to throw a tag on good old Willie. So you should be able to see it there. There we go. You should be able to see it there at the bottom, Radiah. When you put your finger over it, it's going to turn red. If you right click it, it should turn yellow. It should be the bottom right where the story tags on your character sheet.
Ah, okay. So click it.
Right click it. Should turn yellow.
Knowing neighborhood, customer service, convince. I think that's all I've got.
Excellent. Okay, that is a 12, which is a perfect success. Congratulations. Excellent. I'm glad we're going to lose big numbers after. See, we just need to get the 2 1s out of the way, Roxanne. Thanks for taking the hit for us.
Thanks for taking one for the team.
I can't never come back to the speech shop. I made a fool of myself twice.
That's okay. Well, Will really thinks you're cool. It's just you came in guns blazing.
I'm sorry.
So when you ask this question, you got full success. He'll answer in 2 ways. The first thing he says to you, Radiah, when you ask Willie, he looks around a bit. He says, a little while ago, there was a man in a really nice suit. He seemed nice. Michael was really happy to see him after that. Things were...
was happy or wasn't?
I told you they'd be in a suit. I told you.
And then he nods and says...
I'm becoming one with my character.
Sometime after that, there were some kind of mean guys. And he motions to the door and said, Michael doesn't think I see him, but he meets him back there. And they seem like jerks.
In the alley?
Yeah, I think they're bullies.
Okay.
I haven't seen him in a while, though. I think he kind of looks around a bit. And Michael goes, hey, bud, you good? And he looks to you guys like, we're good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right. Willie turns and smiles, and he smiles back at him. He smiles to you guys like, it's very much a trusting smile. Like, I trust you guys. Thanks for not creeping the kid out.
Pat his head.
All right. He smiles
Okay,
up at you.
You should probably have asked, you know.
He doesn't mind.
It's a little
Okay.
brother, Pat. I have a little brother. Thank you very much.
I'm not saying it's weird. I'm just saying, you know.
I can touch all little brothers legally.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, you know, it's polite to ask. I get it, though. It's fine. We should make sure that we see Willie go through the door.
Yeah.
Because I feel weird that he's nervous about the alleyway.
Oh, yeah. He pops on through the door. He seems much happier now that he's spoken with you guys. And the 2 of them get back to work. Michael kind of ribs him a bit, and they kind of do like a faux boxing back and forth. And he's like, all right, bud, go get him. And he turns back to you guys and says, you know, I appreciate you looking out for us, but, you know, try to keep it on the DL.
I nod.
And he smiles at y'all and heads back to you. Cringe.
Aren't you made of shadows? Aren't shadows supposed to be like the
I've been having a very bad night. Are you kidding me? I haven't shadow ported well at all.
Alrighty. And I assume after this conversation, your guys' intent, they let you go out the back door, by the way, obviously. Your guys' intent is to head over to the liquor shop to meet up with Xander.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll port over to Xander speaking at the shop. Let's kind of just
away we go.
Yoink you on down over there. And they're not really too busy. Xander, as you head on in, the door offers you a jingle as you swing it open. And
I just realized Willie is under the danger story tags.
That's just how they organize things in the game.
Okay, that made me really nervous. Sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. All NPCs are danger for some reason. I don't know why. So Xander, you will indeed be here first. You'll have a few minutes to kind of chit-chat with him and chit-chat with others before your team shows up. So the store owner gives you a quick nod, not really saying anything.
Can you give me like a description of what this place looks like?
Sure. Sort of described it before. I can actually do this for you, though. This map does exist.
For the liquor store?
Indeed it does.
There we go.
Yay!
All right, so just to recap, the thing I talked to in that one shop wasn't really a ghost. Water seems to be everywhere in that store. Ocean water. You said there was a card or something that belonged to the liquor store in there, correct?
There was a matchbook that belonged to a bar. Rusty's bar.
The bar.
It's a bit further from here. It's a drive.
Okay.
I also believe, Radiah, did you come in here before and just say hi to him and leave real quick, right?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
He told me what something was up with the hairdresser. I think she eloped or something.
Yep, that's what happened. Okay, perfect. So he kind of treats it the same way as Xander. There's like I said, there's like maybe 4 customers in here. He doesn't really seem super interested. He just kind of gives you like a hey, and goes back to what he's doing.
Okay, so when I go into the shop, does it just look like your average liquor store?
Yeah, essentially the way I described it before. It's just a local liquor. Oh my god, it just looks like a standard local liquor store. They got They got booze, they got spirits, they got some soda, cigarettes, things of that nature. Fairly small, but he's well stocked.
Sodas and cigarettes in the liquor store? Not up around here.
You got to mix something with the alcohol.
That's what the
Wow.
grocery store next door is about.
Wow. Yes.
What was the first shop I went into? Oh,
You went to the-
laundromat.
You went to the laundromat. She seemed very grumpy.
Do you remember what I asked her?
You attempted to ask her a couple questions. She kind of didn't really want to talk too much, if I'm being entirely honest. But you asked her about the general situation. She mentioned something similar to like, there's some thugs going around and you one of them. The way you're dressed, I don't trust you. I don't like you. Already, like right off the bat. She just kind of seemed on edge, honestly. And you reassured her like, nah, we're good. And if I find said thugs, I'll bring them here. You can kick their ass. That's what she requested. If you want to wait for your team, you're welcome.
No. I'll look around. I'll grab like some vodka, and then I'm gonna approach said gentleman.
Okay. It looks like he's reading the paper and he kind of closes it real quick. Puts it down. He stares at you for a good 2 to 3 seconds before saying anything. Goes, stop.
Hello, chap.
He gives you the quick up and down. This individual here, you can see he's wearing a little name tag that says George on it. He looks to be about probably in his 30s, from what you can tell. He's got tattoos up his arms. The jacket he's wearing is kind of rolled up. He's got large circular glasses, and the side of his head is shaved. Got about, mid-length black hair. And
You said he's thin.
he's pretty thin, yeah. What can I do for you, Chief?
How goes business? With all the stuff that's going on.
He shrugs. Business is fine. Is that how you're getting there?
Sorry, I was trying to go back to the English accent. My brain sparked for a second. Give me a second.
Oh, I'm about to say, are we going to the British accent, or are we going to...
I went mobster for a second.
That's fine. You're good. I need that code. I don't blame you.
Hey, yo, Fonzie. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, forget about it. Yeah.
Do you know what happened to the one-stop shop that's closed over there?
Narrows his eyes a bit. Nods again. He kind of scans the alcohol you wish to purchase and bags it. Puts it back on the table. Yeah. Apparently someone necked himself.
He says someone necked themselves.
Mm-hmm. I don't believe it, but...
Seems like this strip is a lot of stuff is going on. We got shops closing. We got shops completely closed. You guys are completely in business.
Oh, yeah, we're doing just fine. I'm not going to have any issue here whatsoever. I got stock. I got customers. No bullshit.
Have you had any issues?
He went to kind of pick his paper up and then puts it back down. And he kind of looks at his other customers.
Look, have you had any suspicious people coming around your store?
It's all a matter of perspective. I'd say maybe 1 or 2. Nothing too big of a deal. Anyone suspicious, I just I turn them out. I don't deal with that kind of shit.
Well, that's all good. All good. I see you're paying the folks on time.
And he narrows his eyes at that. What do you mean by that?
The blokes that come around, making sure you're running your business properly.
He kind of folds the paper and doesn't say anything. He's just looking at you like, what are you talking about? I'd say around this time, the 3 of you would probably arrive. You'll choose to come in, wait outside, totally up to you.
Yeah, I'll come in.
Okay.
I immediately head for the candy section.
Sure. There is a meager selection of candy. Most of it is to be accompanied with alcohol. The door rings as you
What's the bar called?
slide on and enter. Rusty's bar. It says that.
By chance, do you supply alcohol to Rusty's bar?
He shrugs. Occasionally. Not too much, though. I kind of do my own business here. So, no, I don't owe anyone money, if that's what you're asking. What are you trying to insinuate? Do I know you?
Well, I'm just trying to figure out if, your establishment is taken care of.
He's really giving you like the up and down look of like, what the hell are you talking about? Go ahead and roll me investigate, Mr. Xander. I assume you enter as well, Moira?
Yeah, I head straight to the whiskey.
Okay.
But with a careful eye, a watchful eye,
The whiskey butt?
Yeah.
Ooh. A 12.
50.
All right. No bullshit. You can ask me 2... You get 2 solid clues.
Like, am I asking you or the character?
Either, realistically. You can ask if his body language is leading towards something. You can ask him directly, and he will answer. He looks a little hesitant You're poking a lot with business and money. These questions are clearly off-putting for him.
I guess I'll just ask you, since that'll be easier for me just to roll off of into asking him. I mean, I can already tell he's probably like uneasy because I'm asking random questions. So the lady in the laundromat was complaining about sharks or people, thugs, whatever, trying to extort her for money, correct?
Yes.
Do I feel like when I asked that question about him owing people money or whatever, did I get a sense of like he knew something, but he was just like, all right, I need to get this guy away from me?
Yeah, he knows something. Definitely.
Can I tell if he might be a unique kind of person, as in like one of the, the mist people?
I won't count this against you, but that's not really something you can tell by looking at someone.
Oh, you can't? Okay.
Not really, no. Unless your powers allow you for that, which is like really particular, then no.
I didn't know if there was like a way if you have special powers that you could be also tell if someone else has special powers.
If they use them in front of you.
Okay. That makes sense. Could you give me, I can't think of a question. Can you give me something that's not too like point that just like would help me ask him questions?
Sure. I would say a multitude of things. First and foremost, he's obviously off-put by your pretty rapid-paced questions. I'm not a fan of that. He very clearly does know something, and his opinion about the one-stop shop, that was 100% a suicide. Everyone says it's a suicide. All the cops label it as a suicide. They're not looking into it anymore because that's what it was. George said, nah, I don't believe it. Pretty nonchalantly right off the bat. A lot of other people have been kind of hesitant.
What you're saying is you think George knows how he died?
You don't know if George knows how, but he knows it wasn't suicide. He seems actually pretty confident. Like, really confident.
So, Georgie, what do you think, what was his name? The guy who killed himself?
Sam Saddle.
What do you think Sam didn't kill himself?
Because I know the guy. Not a bad dude.
Yeah, we are pals.
You can say everyone's kind of pals here on the strip. Like I said, he wasn't a bad guy. He just knew bad people. And I think those bad people had something bad happen to him. And I think you're asking me a few too many questions. I think you know a bit too much.
Do you know who these bad people are that he clearly rubbed the wrong way?
He kind of pushes his chair out, and he kind of goes to walk around the side of the table. As you guys kind of look around, you realize that the door has rung about 3 more times, and the shop's currently empty besides the 4 of you. He looks at you, Xander, and he looks over to the 3 of you, Moira, Roxanne, and Radiah. Says, you 3 just walking around? What y'all doing?
Do you have any discounts?
We're gonna save money, okay?
Yeah, I'm just a working stiff.
Yeah, I can't blame you there. The pink one, far away. We talked before, didn't we? You look familiar.
Yes. I just came back to look and see if there's anything that goes good with coffee.
Oh yeah, I got plenty of things. Yeah, points to Xander. You friends with this bozo?
Listen here, listen, George. I've been hired by some people to find out what happened to Sam. So if you say you're his friend, like you do, I think you would want to help him out. Am I not correct?
His vibe is kind of all over the place. You're not really sure what he's seeing, but he's looking at the 4 of you like he knows something. And he's kind of smirking. He's like, his eyes are dancing between each of you. And he says, you mentioned friends, you mentioned people, you mentioned knowing money. How do you know?
Wait, can I?
How do I know what?
I mean, he takes another step closer to you, says, you mentioned something about, have I paid the right people off?
Yes, like I said, I've been hired to figure out what happened to Sam, and you're saying you're his friend. And clearly, if you use your brain, which you have glasses, so I'm assuming you're a smart man, that you know I'm going around these shops and asking people questions to figure out what happened to Sam.
That's a weird presumption to make, buddy.
Being a little chaffer, you'll answer questions to help out your dead friend.
He looks over to you guys. Was that an insult?
That's a really good question.
You can take that however you want, Georgie.
He thinks for a second. He pokes you on the shoulder, not like hard enough to really hurt, but he gives you a good solid poke. And says, how do you know everything that you know? You coming out of nowhere. I've never met you before, and I'm getting a weird vibe from the 4 of you.
I don't know why you're bringing these random people into our conversation.
Let's just say I know a few things. I'm getting a vibe from the 4 of you. Similar vibe from all 4 of you. In
Can I
fact,
pick
Do
up a
I
couple
look
of-
like I would hang out with a coffee-loving drunk and emo girl in the corner and some alt-looking
girl.
chick? Mate, I'm a detective. What do you think I am?
he's not sure how to feel about that.
no
Loving
offense.
girl?
No
That was
offense.
that was definitely an insult. All right, bud.
Suddenly, we're not.
You listen here.
What were you asking, Moira?
So he's starting to look a little.
A little cuckoo.
Okay,
Not-
well,
Not cuckoo. He looks like he's within
a
his right
little
mind.
frustrated.
Oh, him. Okay.
Yeah.
Like George
Little-
is agitated.
George looks agitated. Yes.
Yeah, that's the word I was thinking. Not frustrated, agitated. I just want to pick up a couple of bottles of the whiskey and then go to checkout.
Like I said, George, if you want to help out your friend who unfortunately passed, you would help me and give me information like I've gotten from other people on the strip.
He gives you the good up and down look and says, "You answer me one question, I'll answer you one question. How does that sound?"
Sure.
Xander, roll me to convince. And let me reveal something that's not surprising at all.
Just smooth talker or
So, George Kim is on edge because, yeah, of course he is. When you select all of your, you can do attention to detail as well because you're paying attention. Be sure to select his status as well. He's on edge 2, meaning you're going to get a -2 when you roll this. Let's see, would anything else help? Probably not. Those 3 would help. All right, nice, a 9.
oh good.
Very good, indeed. So you're basically trying to get him to answer your question, correct?
See.
All right. And he says, "Answer me this one question first. I'm getting a weird vibe from the 4 of you. Same weird vibe I got from those shitheads from last week. Explain that to me."
Coincidentally, George Kim, you don't need an explanation.
Well, that is a weird coincidence because I have no idea what these blokes are talking about.
Let's just say these are the same weird blokes that possibly killed my friend, the friend that you want to know so much about. The same weird people that have been asking about my funds and how things are going. The same questions you're asking.
Whoa.
Well,
Wait
see,
a second.
I asked these questions because I talked to the laundromat lady, and she said that she had some wankers coming around asking her for money and trying to extort her. So I'm trying to figure out who these guys are.
Yeah, so am I, buddy. And like I said, I got the same vibe from them as I got from you. I spoke to them last week. I kicked their ass, sent them packing.
Wait. Whoa. You kicked their asses?
You shout this from across the store, and he looks at her and he says, "Obviously,
Aren't you afraid they'll come back?
to get their asses kicked again? Sure, why not?"
So if you were able to
Damn.
supposedly kick 4 people's asses, were these children or something?
Children, what the hell are you talking about?
Well, I'm trying to figure out how you could take on 4 grown men by yourself.
This guy looks like he could kick my ass. Come on.
Wait, maybe I
What are you
should
talking about?
leave because I'm good at kicking
He's a
ass.
skinny nerd guy.
Whoa. Please. Those are the ones you got to look out for.
He runs a liquor store. I don't think he's just skinny and weak.
Yeah. Do you see those tats? Those tats are crazy.
Cats.
He looks to you from you, Roxanne. He's getting a really confused vibe from each of you.
Okay. Look.
Would you like?
Whoa.
Here's
No,
my question.
No.
What do these blokes look like?
Yes, that's a good question. We're here to help. I promise. No matter what this crazy London guy is spouting over here, we're here to help.
London guy.
He definitely looks peeved. You see someone walk by the street that's possibly going to come in, and he shoots a glare at them, and they instantly freeze up and walk away. He looks back to you guys. Says, "Well, I will say one thing that's a little different. They had matching uniforms. Was it like a bowler hat, some suspenders. They had a tie, white shirt, black pants. More similar to this fellow in front of me that keeps slinging what I think are insults. I honestly cannot tell. But the 3 of you don't match that specific descriptions. I don't know if you got a new tailor. You're trying to hide yourselves better. I have no
So you're
idea.
trying to say that they look like your stereotypical Italian mafia.
A little different, no, not like ones you see on TV, but they do, I wouldn't say they dress to impress. They're more so, I don't know, trying to look like a gang. It's honestly a little pathetic. You still need to answer my question, though, buddy. Why am I getting the same vibe from you as I am from them?
Well, if you explain these vibes that you got from them, then maybe I can explain or answer your question. Excuse me.
He gives you another up and down. And you can definitely sense something coming off of Mr. Kim. It's difficult to tell. The lights in the liquor store flicker for a moment. And
are you going to ask me how you were able to take on 4 grown men? You use a bat? Did you use what? Are you trained fighter?
obviously, I run this place by myself. I'm used to pressure.
I just want to know what we're going to get ourselves into if I meet these bowler hat men.
Let's just say if you're not up and suited for it, you'll get your ass kicked pretty quick. In fact, one of them probably lay all 4 of you out pretty easily.
I mean, I highly doubt that. You don't know who I am, so.
As you're saying that, to answer your prior question, he folds up the jacket he's wearing a little further on each side, and on his right arm, you can definitely tell this guy he works out. He's got really, really tight, lean, wiry muscle, and he folds up the shirt enough to reveal a white tiger that's dancing down his arm. When I say dancing,
while he's doing that, can I use my Eye of Azar to see into his soul to see if I can see if those are like powers or something?
You very much can, yes.
Also, were you just going to say that the tattoo was dancing?
I was, yes, but Xander, go ahead and roll me to investigate. You don't need to worry about on edge. So, real quick, if you're using the spellcasting tag, you're going to actually be casting a spell. If you use the Eye of Azar, they'll be more like passive.
My bad.
You're good. I'm just checking your intention. Alrighty. As you are seeing this, Xander, your eyes see the tattoo wriggle and begin to move. Through the Eye of Azar, though, it glows brightly. It almost looks as if the tattoo is ready to jump off of George Kim. The rest of you, Moira, Roxanne, and Radaya, you guys think you can see. It's difficult for the two of you. Moira's pretty close. From a distance, it looks as if almost all of his tattoos are dancing and shimmering in a way. But Xander, it is absolutely irrefutable that Mr. Kim here has something special going on.
I have a question for the DM.
Okay.
So, with my research into the paranormal and also dealing with superhuman people, have I ever met anybody with tattoos in this form?
I would say yes, but there's definitely something different about his. And how do you respond upon seeing his tattoo?
That's how I want to respond. I just want to know if I've seen this before.
Yes, you've met some people with living tattoos. You're not sure if that's what he's showing you, or if it's something else, though.
Oh, you're one of the blokes with the magic tats.
He shrugs a bit. Says,
No, I think he's more like us, Xander.
Not precisely.
What do you mean, not precisely? I'll pull down my sunglasses and show off my eyes.
And he can see.
So this is how you got rid of them, with your little magic trick you got there.
Magic trick, I'm not sure exactly what it is precisely, but yeah, it'll make the rest pretty easily. And
with your power is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, sure, power, whatever it is. Y'all got the same thing. You want to explain why? I can sense it. I can feel something in there.
Well,
I mean,
if you have it, then you should know why other people have it.
He looks exasperated. I have no idea. This just kind of came out of nowhere.
Same, exactly the same for us. But now that also explains why you said we gave the same vibes as the other guys. Was it just one guy who gave it the same vibes, or all 4?
Oh, it was a whole group. It was a whole group. Like I said, they all gave me this shitty vibe the same. Well, I guess it's not a shitty vibe. They were shitty people. There's something else that the 4 of you were kind of radiating in my general direction that initially I did not appreciate, but apparently
you're saying you don't know how you got your powers?
No.
Oh, I guess not everybody knows.
What, you know how you got your power?
Oh, yes, it's passed down through my family.
Oh, you lucky bastard. I don't know how I got my powers. My brother died for me to get my power.
I think you're oversharing to Georgie here.
Listen, I'll be entirely honest. I didn't know there's other people even like me. It feels as if I have a little friend, this little like god living inside me or something. But I don't know. I guess the fact that there's others like me, and the first I ran into tried to kick my ass and extort me, I assumed you were all with them. So, and he kind of puts his hands up.
They also had powers. What kind of powers do they have?
They were just strong as shit. Like, strong.
Do they have to do with water or shocks?
No. I would have said they could shoot shocks if they shot shocks. What are you talking about?
Nothing water-based.
Not to my knowledge, no. I just punched the shit out of one of them. They went flying, and, it probably would have normally broken a couple bones. They just got up and laughed, and let's just say I hit him a bit harder the second time.
Well, let's just say Sammy boy died by drowning somehow by seawater even though this place is no close to the sea, it is to the shore.
How the hell do you know that?
Like I said, I'm an investigator.
You a cop or did you sneak in there?
It's on a need-to-know basis.
Fair enough. So you're not with these enforcers, these... I don't even know what to call them.
I mean, if I was with the enforcers, do you think I'd be coming in here talking to you, or I would just be trying to fight you?
No, they came in just like you did, asked the exact same questions, and I can tell where they've been leading
you already fought them, so I don't think they'd be nice the second time.
Oh no, they're pretty stupid. They kept trying to do the same thing over and over. I don't know if they forgot or something, but yes, they actually did try doing the same thing a second time. Maybe it's a fluke. I don't know, their boss must have been angry, but I kicked their ass a second time. And they'll probably bring...
So was what you're saying is you didn't see any powers from them, but you know that they're powered.
Correct. They could easily punch a hole through a brick wall if they wanted to, is what I'm trying to say.
Hey, do you know how Sam died? I mean, the actual how, not what the cop said.
From what you guys told me, he drowned?
Yeah, he drowned.
Yeah, didn't know that. I didn't sneak in or anything. I don't know any cops. I wouldn't trust them anyway.
All right, well, when we leave, because we will leave you alone eventually, please be wary of anyone who comes in here with water powers, because... For what we can tell, they want the entire block, and you're putting up with resistance.
Fair enough, fair enough. Well, minus our slightly slippery introduction, Mr. What even is your name, Mr. Coat? I don't believe you gave it to me.
Xander.
Mr. Xander. Should I call you guys or contact you in any way, shape, or form if I happen to see these guys again?
Yeah, please. Actually, that would help a ton.
I'll shoot a card into my what do you call it? Sleeve.
Okay.
I don't have a business card.
So you got to go to, the card making place, make yourself a 500.
No, I'm a college student.
All right, he slides on over and takes the card from Xander and Moira, and he looks both over and stuffs them in his pocket. He says, good. I was hoping I wouldn't have to make a mess of the place again. I got a little trick this time to make sure that doesn't happen, but, good.
I'm like, I say, call me if you don't want to argue.
Fair enough. I might have came off as a little aggressive. You have to understand, these people are shaking down my block. I don't appreciate that.
No, I mean, people's houses, people's businesses are destroyed. People have died. Absolutely, I would be in the exact same, frame of mind as you if I had a business out here.
I'll give you all a singular tip. One thing that rubbed me the wrong way, we'll say. A specific individual you might want to look out for. Not the punks. I think this guy's a little bit higher. He sauntered on in here with his suit looking all fancy like it, and with his honeyed words and shit, thinking he could talk me down like everybody else, but no, I got the same vibe from the rest of you. So I guess he's got these powers, this weird magic that y'all keep mentioning. Nothing weird like that thing you got around your neck, Mr. Xander, but let's just say he was fuming a little after he left. He tried to pull some kooky shit on me, and it didn't work. My little friend protected me.
Kind of kooky shit.
I don't know. He kept saying things like, of course I'm going to listen. Of course it's going to play out the way he wants it to. He decided to visit me after his enforcers did. I didn't take to violence, and there weren't even threats. Honestly, he was a bit weird. He kind of just said it like I would, of course, do exactly as he said. Like I'm an idiot or something. I don't know. Just letting you guys know to probably look out for this individual.
Something of a Star Wars movie?
Yeah, that's my first thought.
I know, right? There's like, oh yeah, you want to sell me your shop, and oh yeah, you want some money from me, waves his hand, I know, right? But no. He looks over to you, Radiah, and says, no, we had I guess it kind of felt like some weird Star Wars shit. I mean, imagine the stormtrooper turned up and he's like, these are not the droids you're looking for. And they're like, yeah, they are actually. And then they just kind of shoot him and take the droids. I was the guy. I took the droid, and it pissed him off. It was pretty funny, actually.
Love that. I love a good bit.
They haven't come back since, so I guess keep a lookout.
Really got him away.
Yeah, I mean, y'all told me about Sam, so I'll tell you about this Yahoo. Didn't give me a name, because of course he wanted to remain mysterious. Oh.
For note purposes, what did the guy want? He wanted to buy the shop?
Effectively, he came by to extort George the same as the other shops.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can offer you X amount of money. Yeah.
And then help out and then extort money when they don't have it.
And then he points over to Mr. Xander and says, Good job on your investigation, by the way. I really do appreciate it. I don't know if you've heard from the others, but Mr. Saddle was a pretty good guy. Those punks over at Precinct 23 haven't done shit to actually look into his death. I mean, they said he killed himself, and you're saying he drowned?
Oh yeah,
That's
definitely.
why you don't trust these American pigs.
Yeah, precisely. But
pigs worldwide, let's be honest.
This is true. This is quite true. Pigs are only good for bacon. Anyway.
Hey.
I'm actually getting kind of hungry now that I'm mentioning bacon. The store's basically closed. I might go get some food if I'm being entirely honest. But anyway.
You know any good breakfast places, though?
You know what? I was about to say it's not time for breakfast, but that's a damn lie. It's always time for breakfast.
Exactly.
There's somewhere around the corner, yeah. I'll probably... You know what? You keep bringing food up. I'm probably got to go get something. He walks around the corner and grabs his keys. He says, you want to buy that, right?
The whiskey? Yeah.
Just take it. You're good. And he writes something down.
You sure?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, you're looking at my friend's death. Least I can do.
All right, thanks. I tuck him in my jacket.
He looks at the rest of y'all as he's kind of leading on the way out and looking over to Roxanne and Iridium.
Yeah, I head out.
So what, the four of y'all together?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's be honest here.
I had a feeling.
Sure.
And he kind of smirks at that as you guys all head out. Did you have any questions for him before he leaves to go grab some sort of egg meal?
No, I'm good.
Do you think the same thing happened to the hairdresser next door? Were those the same kind of people that you think she eloped with?
You're asking him that?
Yeah.
He's nodding along and saying, see, that's the weird thing. I don't see Sandra just leaving like that. She loved that place, so I don't know if the same Yahoo that talked to me talked to her and somehow convinced her to leave, or...
Maybe she didn't elope.
He shrugs?
I mean, she could have eloped, but not willingly.
Yeah, I mean, that's a weird way to put it, but you might be on the money, honestly. She wasn't the kind of lady to drop a business like that. She was one for flirting and romance, but I don't see her just dropping and leaving so suddenly. She had so many customers, and everyone was, we all kind of leaned on her. I mean, look at me. And he kind of points to his haircut. He says, she was the only one that could get this right.
Keep an eye out to see what we can find out where she went or what happened there too, I guess.
I do appreciate it. And he heads out and he kind of locks the place up. And then he heads off to go get something egg-related. All right, now as we all head out, it's obviously a little later in the day. The sun is technically still up, but it's behind some clouds. I think you guys got to hear about afternoon. So it's close to 5, pretty close to dinner. And, well, we know breakfast works pretty well for dinner as well, so.
Bacon sounds good.
Bacon sounds fantastic. Y'all mentioned pigs.
Go to the bar.
Oh yeah, does this bar have food?
It's a bar.
Let's go.
Bars have bar food.
Bar food's good. I'm totally old enough to drink.
Coincidentally, one of the best sandwiches I ever had in my life was at a bar named Miller's.
Oh, nice.
Incredible. It was an incredible sandwich. I still think about it. I had it like 3 years ago.
Excellent.
And you haven't gone back. Why?
Well, it's downtown, and I hate driving downtown.
So
Yes,
it's
I get
not
that.
that good.
You underestimate how much I will avoid driving in a city.
I mean, that's fair.
Can't you like DoorDash it to you?
I literally live
Yeah,
in a
no
rural
way.
area.
Not where they live now.
Absolutely not.
It takes like 30 minutes to get to the city, so there's no way I could get DoorDash. It's a sad story, but I do think about that sandwich.
I think about the sandwich often.
Look, it was delicious.
I don't
It was
blame
like
you.
A grilled chicken sandwich with goat cheese and like pico de gallo on it.
Ooh.
And like the bun was like lightly toasted. Stop. Ugh.
That
It was
is-
so good.
That is definitely some good. We head out and away we're heading to Rusty's Bar now.
Yeah.
First, we do need to hit up the back alleys in order to get to our vehicle where we parked. They don't exactly have the best parking here, unfortunately. And you hear some distant vehicles trying to start up as a smog kind of pours over the side. Maybe someone's engine is not exactly having the best day. But as you guys are heading down here, and after the car kind of... It sounds like it actually starts up and the person attempts to drive away. At least it's making some noise and some metal is grinding up against metal. You hear...
I have to know who's in the car.
You have to know who's in the car?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just some dude who looks like he's late for work.
Some dude. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is an our car? Okay.
No, you guys are headed to where you guys parked.
Okay.
And as he's driving away to you guys' right, your left, sorry, over to your guys' left, you actually do hear some voices. And they don't sound very happy. You hear one sort of hushed voice and then you hear maybe 2 others that sound like they're shaking somebody down or they're getting pretty aggressive.
I want to send Jasper.
I'm gonna walk over there.
You're sending in the Jasper?
Oh, I remember this thing from the video I watched.
Indeed.
The liquor store was in one of the videos too, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was.
As Xander is slowly moving on in, we'll have Roxanne roll first. So you're moving to kind of pop him out and check around the corner?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a stealth roll. Roll to be sneaky, please. I forgot. You talked about him. What was his personality exactly? What was he like?
He's one of those super cool older brothers that everyone wants to have.
Okay. What was his personality? Was he introvert, extrovert?
Oh, you like your brother that much, huh?
Dang it, he didn't say aw.
He was definitely an extrovert.
Okay.
Very, very happy, cheery. And likes my negative plays tricks and pranks probably fits him really well.
Okay.
Let's see. Older brother, move in the shadows. You're not alone too.
Everyone that should fall for it, falls for it. We can choose a complication. Someone unimportant notices. You're perceived only by a second sense. So picking up a scent, hearing, or you must leave something important behind. You'll be perceived by a second sense. You don't really know what it is. But do you summon him or does he come up out of your shadow? What's this look like?
I think he just comes up out of my shadow.
Jasper sort of wisps out of your shadow and he kind of puts his hands on your shoulders and looks down and says, oh, well, hello again, sis.
Hi.
Getting back to sneaking, I assume. Hopefully this time we don't get stuck in between, yeah?
Oh, please don't make fun of me.
You're so good at it. Occasionally when you mess up, I have to poke a little bit of fun.
Fine, yes. Hopefully no screwing it up this time.
And he kind of chuckles to himself as he slides up the wall over and across the way. And I'll say, Xander, you can kind of follow along. You won't get quite as far because he's like zipping. And what you can see, Roxanne, are 3 thugs that have our boy cornered.
Who's our boy?
Our boy being Michael Bryant.
Oh no, it's the person I never met.
No, wait. Who else sees this?
Currently, only Roxanne can see it. Xander's on his way, and as Jasper gets on over there, one of them has him he's cornered. There's a trash can to his right and a bunch of boxes and shit to his left. He cannot go anywhere. One of them has him like basically ready to push him against the wall. His hands out like, you're not going anywhere, buddy. The other one is kind of just standing there with their arms crossed. And then there's a lady in the middle who thinks she hears something. She looks up to where Jasper would be, but Jasper hides. And she's kind of looking about now and just kind of shrugs.
Somebody come get me.
Okay, are you saying that I can see through Jasper's eyes?
Isn't what you do, right?
In the original lore, no.
How do you use it, though? I assume that's how it works. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
That might be a little too OP, though.
No, that's fine.
All right. Oh, shit, they got Michael. Hurry.
I'll book it.
All 4 of you run forward?
I'm very light on my feet. I'll have you know.
I'll turn the corner and I'll look at the thugs and be like, it'd be in your best interest to, move away from the bloke.
All right, you would definitely get there first, Xander. And as a quick reminder, we're not going to play this scene out in its entirety as we're going to chassis on to something else. But combat in City of Mist does not roll initiative. We do not.
I mean, we're going to chatty on to something else.
We're coming close to end of time, and I want to make sure the scene plays out properly, so we'll do it next session. We're just going to pause slightly so I can bring up something else. But just as a reminder for everybody, combat in this game has no turns. There's no time, so your turn can take a minute. Whatever happens, happens. So we don't roll for initiative. Whatever logically happens first. We don't roll for combat. Nothing changes. This game is always in combat mode, and it's always in roleplay mode, meaning you can speak, you can talk, you can taunt people. In fact, I implore you to taunt people. You can do more than the role implies, is what I'll let you know, and I'll show you guys. The combat's not super complicated in this game, but like I said, I want to dedicate some more time to it, so we're not half and half. We can definitely 100% start the altercation. So Xander, we don't need to roll initiative. As you move on in, the one crossing his arms kind of slowly turns to you.
Can you explain what the people look like? Is Hat Boy the more gangster, the gangster Hat Boy? Is he tiny, skinny, normal fit? I'm assuming the guy with the taxi cab hat is a big boy, and then we got the girl in the middle.
So I should be able to copy paste what the background looks like into Discord there. And I believe that, yeah, that's fairly accurate. That's what it looks like in the book. if you want a larger picture. But yes, there's 3 individuals that are actually pretty well dressed. They match the description. They're wearing
that's the bowler hats.
Yes, yeah, they have very similar hats. They
Matching
have,
uniform.
correct, matching uniforms.
Adorable.
They have red ties, white work shirts that are a little roughed up and not buttoned all the way or tucked in proper. The sleeves are rolled up. Black pants, and their hair is cut very nice and sharp, all very jagged lines and such. The man in the back has a beard. The one in the front is very clean shaven. And the woman looks at you all as she was the one speaking to Michael. The guy to the further guy, we'll say, was the one basically getting ready to hold Michael. So I'll put him closer. And
That's cute there. Did you get your outfits on discount for Groupon?
you went a little Fargo there for a second.
Yeah, I know. I was going everywhere.
Hey there, bud. What the hell are you doing there? Hey there, you douchebag. What you doing there, friendo?
Friendo, did you get a Groupon on your magic outfit theory?
Not the A at the end.
The one crossing his arms takes a few steps forward. Initially, he's only going to see Xander because you guys are coming down the way. They can hear you guys, as you said, you rushed on over, so they kind of hear that, but he looks to you, Xander, and says, listen here, buddy, you might want to turn around, and this isn't your business. No one wants to get...
I'm going to give you to the count of... how do you Americans say it? To the count of 10 to bugger off before it doesn't end well for you.
He sighs as if he's like, I don't have time for this. He takes a few more steps forward, and he looks.
I'm gonna use one of my astral energy-based constructs to grab his leg from the ground.
What do you? Okay, very nice. What are you trying to accomplish with this?
Holding him.
Okay, cool. That would be change the game then. He starts to take a few steps forward as if to kind of tell you off. As he looks to the woman, and the 3 of you kind of come around the corner. Now there's 4 of you.
Are we playing this out?
We're going to start playing it out. We're going to pause it.
Before I show my face, I want to request that Jasper give Michael a nice hug and warp him over to where I am.
That's definitely something.
I think that's it, right?
Energy-based constructs, spellcasting, and Eye of Azar. Basically, what you're doing is you're kind of shackling his foot to the ground.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll to change the game then, my friend. Oh my god. Okay.
Like I said, you're going to bugger off in 4 seconds, and I'm going to shoot my hand out and lift up, and then it's going to shackle around his hand. Oh, it's not going to end well for you, mate.
Alrighty. So, that's pretty spicy. You have 3 juice. So you're going to create a story tag with that. You have 3 of these you can spend. So you're going to prolong the effect because you want it to last longer than just 1, right? And what's the 3rd one? Do you want it to be hidden so we can't see it? So there are crits in this game, but they have to be unlocked, by the way. So that is a 15 is a full success. You just nailed it.
Burn a power tag? What's that mean?
You don't currently have a power tag, so you can't do that. Not one that we can burn, at least. No, normally you could burn a power tag. So for example, this would basically be foot shackle. And
give or reduce the status. What does that mean?
He does not have a status on him. But
hurt him?
Yeah. You can add a status of one hurt.
It's gonna squeeze his leg. It's gonna kind of hurt a little bit.
I'll give him hurt 1. It's just a kind of a squeeze. If you put your finger over his token, you can see he's hurt 1. And to be super clear, to defeat quote unquote an enemy or to get rid of them, this is a spectrum. You need to get this to a certain number, and I do not tell you what it is. It's basically their health.
Tell me the number.
I cannot, unfortunately. I can tell you when you succeed. And the foot shackle is a story tag that exists as long as it logically makes sense. For example, you did something, Xander. If Roxanne wanted to walk up and punch this guy in the face, he is foot shackled, period. Roxanne, if you were to punch him or shoot something at him, you would use the foot shackle to benefit you because Xander created it. So this is a way you guys can buff each other, buff yourself, etc., etc., etc. Things of that nature. So you just kind of grab this guy by the foot, and he can see it. He looks down as this shackle shoots up and grabs onto his leg. He looks directly at it. He looks directly at you, Xander, and he goes to pull his leg up to free himself of the shackle. He does not, but the chain is running through the concrete in the ground. The chain tears through the concrete. And he puts his foot down and I still can't move. He looks at you, Xander. He goes to crack his knuckles. Michael looks super worried. The woman behind this guy goes from worried to, oh shit, that's what we're doing. And that's where we'll pause the session. So keep your move loaded, Roxanne.
Nice.
So there's something else I would like to do as a end of game little scenario here. So there's plenty of end of game actions and things of that nature. Since we still have a little bit of time, let's go ahead and look at Miss Roxanne. This was something we were technically supposed to do before when we made our characters, but instead we're going to do it this way. So Roxanne, we'll do you first. Go ahead and open up your character sheet. Now I might be running this kind of wrong, but that's okay. I don't really care. If everyone wants to open up their character sheet and go to the second tab where it says juice help hurt, go ahead and do that for me. So I'm going to ask the same question of all of you. I'm just going to ask Roxanne first. So when you click on help, it's going to give you a little thing that pops up. It'll say target and it'll say amount. The target will be one of the other players. Let me go and delete that. There we go. So this way you can do it yourself. So go ahead and click on that, Roxanne. We're going to give each other kudos. Basically, Roxanne, you tell me a moment where you worked well with another party member, or they did something really cool that helped the investigation. So basically, we're kind of, there's another move called Geek Out at the credits. We kind of imagine each session like an episode, and that basically would have been the episode cliffhanger where the credits are rolling, and now the credits are rolling, and we're saying, oh, Roxanne, this thing you did was super cool, and then, you would do that, and that's a whole other thing.
Moira's much better at talking to and convincing people than I am.
There you go. So, go ahead and switch the drop down to Moira, and you'll have 1 help point with Moira. So yes, she did a fantastic job at that. Speaking of Moira, we'll do you next. What is something that someone did that's cool?
Successfully used the Shadow Brother. What is it? That was cool.
When did I do
Jasper, that's who it is, right? The
Yeah.
sneaky thing?
Yeah.
I liked that. I don't think we've actually seen that, really.
Hubby didn't know I wanted him to have a personality last week.
Oh. Well, because, last time, I feel like you just kept rolling bad. And actually
I mean,
seeing
that
it
too,
in
yes.
action, actually seeing it in action was pretty cool. I don't know if that would be valid, though.
Yeah, that works perfectly
For
fine.
last week when you got stuck in a door frame.
That happens.
Yeah. Sorry, that's what I was definitely basing it off of. I was like, that's way cooler than the door frame.
I agree. Much cooler. And on the note, Xander.
Hello.
Hello. What is something someone cool did? Either in conjunction with Xander or something cool they did on their own.
Well, I mean, like, you said cool. So, I mean, like, we just started an action because most of the day we just been talking. So,
Yeah, so something helpful, beneficial. Roxanne said that Moira was assisting with, discussions. Any times someone role-played their character well or did something that really worked into their character.
If Anthony didn't tune us out for the first half of the session, I'd be surprised. I think I would.
I
Probably did.
mean, I slightly did, but
It's one downside to splitting the party, yeah.
yeah, I mean, you guys were talking to Michael and his brother, right?
Mm-hmm. Roxanne unfortunately kind of goofed that up, but both Moira and Radiah asked really good questions that revealed quite a bit.
Actually, seeing Radiah use the customer service thing in action was really cool.
Yeah, that actually got you guys a lot of information. Really.
Yeah, that was
was
great.
super. That was really good.
I guess I'll do that then.
Okay, so again, give 1 help point to Radiah. And then to you, Radiah, what is something cool that someone did? Either in conjunction with your character or on their own.
I don't know if this counts, but Xander's a complete jerk. And is playing his character very well if is that the intended
I mean,
Bit of a hothead.
intended foreigner personality.
I do agree with that.
yeah, he came off as very hot-headed. That
Good role playing. There we
Yeah.
go.
yeah, that was good role playing.
Thank you.
Honestly, it's okay to be a jerk. I'm definitely okay with. I obviously don't push it too far, but I'm okay with a little bit of. Yeah, I'm okay with a little bit of
Drunken
friction.
coffee lover.
Yeah. So go ahead and do that. So one reason why
Is that something that we would write it? Is that what are we adding the help thing?
Yes, so just click help and it'll say points 1 and then click on the person. So it literally should just say 1 help Roxanne. And then you can click on
Okay.
it. And if you were to add a second one, you just change the amount to 2. So the way these help points work are kind of weird, if I'm being entirely honest. I need to relook at them again. How I interpreted it personally was whenever someone does something like this, you can kind of give them a help point, and then I thought you'd use it as a tag to like add plus to your rolls. I don't think that's how it works. I think it's just like a high five, like a cool, good job, you did a thing. Which that's great. Nothing's wrong with that, obviously. But I definitely need to like double check and look at it. And this thing here is like an end of session deal. But we're in the middle of a scene, obviously, so we can double check this. Nothing crazy has happened. Technically, there's another character card we need to make called Crew. We don't necessarily need to actually mess with that because it's kind of weird how it functions. So it's probably best just to stick with what we have now. I will slowly introduce mechanics as we get to them. Next week, besides combat, which is what we're instantly jumping into, there's also downtime, which is basically we're driving from location A to location B. And that's where you can use downtime activities. And I'll show you guys how to do that as well next week after we kick the shit out of these guys. How's that sound?
Oh, yeah.
Excellent. Well, on that note, Roxanne, make sure you write down somewhere that you want to spirit away Michael, because that's a really cool idea. Definitely write that down.
I did.
And then now you guys have a week, Radaya and Moria, to think how you guys want to kick the shit out of these guys while taunting them and using your cool powers. Because no one's watching. You can do a bunch of gnarly shit now. Yay.
Yeah.
But until
Figure out how I
then...
get my dragon here.
Well...
Ooh, yes.
Ooh, that's
Yes,
right.
I'm excited. Yeah, that's why we're doing it in an alley. I'm excited to see it. So have fun thinking about that. If you're not sure, you guys can always PM me via Discord over the weekday, and I will gladly answer. If you have a question or how does this mechanic work, feel free to ask me. I will gladly answer it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, fist bump everybody. And until then, we shall pause and whoop some ass next week.